Philadelphia Eagles fans, we are Super Bowl champions. That means the next big thing we have to look forward to is free agency and then the NFL draft. We're going to do a 7-round mock draft post Super Bowl victory. Guys, I'm going to go over all the free agents for the Philadelphia Eagles on this roster, guys. And I'm also going to do a full 7-round mock draft for you guys. Congratulations, Eagles fans. We are Super Bowl 59 champions. Let's get into it. All right, Philadelphia Eagles fans, before we get started, make sure you do me a huge favor. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us get into the YouTube algorithm. The first thing I want to talk about is free agency, guys. We got some big names on this list. But the Eagles, when you look at other NFL teams, don't really have a lot of free agents. Only 13 unrestricted free agents and 2 restricted free agents, bringing that number to 15. That's not a big number. A lot of teams are in the 20s, right? So the Eagles are in a good spot, and I've been seeing on different outlets between $18 and $25 million in cap space, depending on who retires, who gets re-signed, and all of that good stuff, right? So the Philadelphia Eagles got 9 selections in this NFL draft. Let's go on to this mock draft in the first round, right? Eagles are picking at 32 because we're Super Bowl champions. Let's go, Birds. A lot of good names on the board right now. I like Jahdae Barron from Texas, a very, very talented cornerback. Colston Loveland, a tight end. It's going to be really hard to pass up him. I do like the corners. There's 3 really good corners on the board. Amos and Revel are both very talented as well. And I do love TJ Sanders. I mocked him to the Eagles in this spot as well. But Donovan Izukaraku, I'm butchering that name, guys, but he is an absolute beast, man. Pass defender, run defender, 90 overall grade. This guy is extremely talented. And guys, Donovan does fit into that 3-4 scheme. He can play edge, go out into coverage in that 3-4 hybrid / edge defender, outside linebacker. 90 overall grade, pass rush grade 90.4. Dude, this pass rush win rate, extremely impressive. And the true pass set pass rush grade 90.6. This dude is extremely talented. 14 sacks, doing it in a great conference, 20 quarterback hits, 26 hurries, Guys, the production just continues to get better and better and better and better. With Josh Sweat being an impending free agent, this is huge here, guys. There's big name free agents for the Eagles. Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, who's probably going to retire, Zach Bond, Mekhi Becton, Avonte Maddox, Milton Williams, Fred Johnson. They're some of the better players, as well as Oren Burks. So I think concentrating on edge, because Josh Sweat is probably going to cost this team a lot of money in free agency. I'm not sure they're going to be willing to pay him. So Donovan Izukaraku is going to the Eagles with the first pick. This is an incredible pick for the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. All right, Philadelphia Eagles fans, we're up at pick 64 in this year's NFL draft. A lot of interesting guys on the board, Donovan Jackson and Cam Williams, but Lane Johnson said he's not retiring, so I don't want to go with tackle. As I'm looking at these guys, Chris Paul is in play for me as well. So is Kevin Winston Jr., the safety from Penn State. His season got cut short this year, but he was great the year before. But a guy I'm really looking at is Jalen Royals, wide receiver from Utah State. I love that pick as well. Elijah Arroyo is interesting as well, but he might be there in the 3rd round. So my choice is between Kevin Winston Jr., the safety, and this dude, Jalen Royals, guys, has been absolutely incredible. 80 overall grade. Got good size, 6 foot, 205. Dude is an absolute dog. I'm telling you guys, Jalen Royals has the potential to be a superstar. He's going to the Birds with pick 64, premium position. All right, Eagles are up at pick number 96 in the 3rd round. Isaiah Bond is still there. That's an interesting pick as well. Picking one of these running backs. There's a lot of good running backs in this draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. Tight end is an interesting spot as well. Terrence Ferguson, Mitchell Evans, they're the top guys on the board right now. Not a ton of production from these guys, but yeah, I don't know if I'm wasting a pick. Dallas Goedert had a great second half. Caden from Mississippi. All these guys are just okay. I don't know if they're worth a 3rd round pick, in my opinion. There's some talent on the board. Deontay Walker, the interior defensive lineman, is interesting in the third round. Great 2023. Solid 2024. Not the best year. He played okay. But we definitely need to look at Tate Ratledge, too, from Georgia, the guard. Just giving the Eagles some more depth. In the third round, you want a guy who could potentially be a starter down the road. Mekhi Becton is a free agent. Fred Johnson is a free agent. I don't know if he's going to be able to get re-signed after having this really great year. Andrew Mukupa from Texas, the safety, he's on the board as well. 90 overall grade, 89.7 grade. Solid against the run. Right in the middle of the pack with his tackle rate. Force incompletion rate at 26% is really, really interesting. This guy played the slot. He played in the box. He played deep. He's a very versatile guy for the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Darius Slay could retire too. Maybe they move Cooper DeJean outside. We could use a slot guy. And Reed Blankenship and C.J. Gardner-Johnson is getting a little bit older as well. So bringing in a safety is definitely on the table for me as I look at what is the best route to go this late in the draft. Tate Ratledge, man, I know it's not a guy who's going to contribute right away, but I think that pick is calling my name, man, getting some more offensive line depth for the Philadelphia Eagles. As I'm looking, Terrence Ferguson from Oregon, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go tight end in the third round. I think I want to take a premium position. Kobe Bryant from Kansas is on the board too at the cornerback position. Run defense grade 91.3. 6'1", 175. A little bit slight of frame. So I'm debating between Tate Ratledge and the cornerback from Kansas, Kobe Bryant. You know, we've made 2 picks already. We went edge defender, wide receiver. Andrew Mukupa from Texas is in play as well. But I kind of want to go with offensive line depth. Not a ton of depth from a big-time programs later in the draft here, guys. So, for me, I think, oh, man, you know what? Oh, where do we go? Where do we go? Do we do cornerback, guys? Yeah, I think we got to go corner in this spot. I really do. We need some depth at cornerback. Kobe Bryant from Kansas goes to the Philadelphia Eagles at pick 96. Eagles fans, we're up picking in the 4th round. Quarterbacks lead this class. Damian Martinez is on the board. Bringing in a running back in the 4th round, I don't hate that. Damian Martinez, 91 grade. Very, very solid year. 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. 6 foot 232. He's got great size. So here's our picks so far. We went edge, wide receiver, cornerback. Now, where do we go from here? Where do we go? Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame is definitely in play as well. 418 yards. Maybe he'll be there later in the 5th round. Damian Martinez seems to be the best guy on the board right now. Oladipo from UCLA is on the board as well. Ooh, baby, where do we go? Where do we go? Billy Bowman Jr. from Oklahoma is a solid player as well. Man, there's some talent here. Kobe Hudson, I liked his tape. Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm looking at guys, I want to bring a running back in. You know, Saquon Barkley's 28. You know, he's got some time left. But is Will Shipley going to be, you know, the guy behind him? I like Damian Martinez. I really, really do. But, man, Oladipo from UCLA is definitely calling my name a little bit. Peebles is on the board too, the interior defensive lineman. He's extremely talented as well. You know what? Peebles has really, really, really good numbers, man. Peebles could be that guy. A nice Peebles from Virginia Tech. This guy just takes over games, man. 31 quarterback hurries, pass rusher. He can defend the run. I love this pick. With Milton Williams being a free agent, Peebles goes to the Eagles in the 4th round. Picking in the 5th round. Bringing in a quarterback like Quinn Ewers is not something I'm not totally out of the question, right? Seth McLaughlin from Ohio State. He's been mocked to the Eagles a little bit as well. Remember, these are 5th round picks. These are depth guys, man. Cody Simon from Ohio State. We need to bring in another linebacker. I love Cody Simon in this spot. He's in the box. You know, on the D-line, not so much. He's a great off-ball linebacker. Cody Simon goes to the Eagles in the 5th round. We're picking 2 more times in the 5th round, guys. Maybe now is where we're taking a running back. Let's go grab one of these running backs. Kyle Managai from Rutgers is on there. He had a great 2023. Kind of missed some time a little bit in 2024. Marcus Yarns from Delaware. He's an impressive guy as well, 5'11", 183. A little bit undersized for me. Jordan James from Oregon, 1,200 yards. You got to love offensive players from Oregon. They all are all really, really productive guys. 5 yards per carry, average 7.1 yards per carry the year before. Rushing grade 90. Jordan James going to the Birds in the 5th round. We got a 5, no 6s, and 2 7s in the 5th round. Let's bring some more depth to this. Danny Stutzman from Oklahoma. People really seem to like his tape as well. Jonah Monahan. We need some offensive line depth for sure. Let's go take a look at O-line. We haven't drafted any offensive linemen yet, so I want to bring in the offensive lineman. See who is, Jake Majors, I've heard people talk about him a lot. Jack Nelson from Wisconsin, pass block grade 82, run block grade. He's been a left tackle his whole career at Wisconsin, 6'7", 316. He's got the height there, guys. He definitely has the height. That could be a very interesting pick as well. Cornelius from Oregon, not the best year for sure. Miles Frazier, the guard from LSU. Logan Brown, the tackle from Kansas, 6'6", 315. But it seems to be like Jack Nelson is the best guy left on the board. Only 1 sack this year and almost 400 snaps that are passing plays. I like this pick. We need some more depth at that position. All right, guys, we got 2 7-round picks. A guy that I'm circling right now as I look through all these guys is Aubrey Burks from West Virginia, right? The numbers look terrible, right, when you at first glance, but then you realize he was hurt the whole second half of the year. He was probably playing a little bit hurt. 2023 and 2022, this guy was an exceptional safety, right? Can play the slot a little bit. Just give us some depth at safety and slot corner. Aubrey Burks goes to the Eagles in the 7th round. And our last pick, maybe we take one of these quarterbacks. We look at our picks. We didn't bring in any running backs. Montel Johnson from Florida, interesting at 5'11". Tyler So from Louisville, he's interesting, 6'5", 225. He's got that really good size, right? Good size. So Kyron Lacey's in play too. We don't know what his status is going to be. Johnny Walker from Missouri. You could always go edge here. Malachi Matavo from UCLA. Decent, 2 touchdowns, 12.3. But it's probably worth bringing in a tight end. Malachi, he's an interesting spot there. I'm thinking about Montel Johnson from Florida. Pretty productive guy. Tight end is definitely a position of need for us. Bryant from Utah is available. Bryson Nebit from North Carolina is available. CJ Dupree from Alabama is available. I think Malachi Matavio is probably the best guy on the board in the 7th round pick. Take a flyer on him. He's a pretty solid player. 6'6", 263. I like his size too. He's going to the Birds. And that's it, guys. There is our mock draft. All right, NFL fans, check out our results on this mock draft. Donovan Ezeraku, the edge defender. That's a great spot. Jalen Royals, an extremely talented. That's a first-round talent falling to the 2nd round, Jalen Royals. Kobe Bryant, I love that pick. The cornerback, Anais Peebles, Cody Simon, Jordan James, Jack Nelson, Aubrey Burks, Malachi Matavio. We went edge, wide receiver, cornerback, D-line, linebacker, halfback, tackle, safety, tight end. I think we really added some depth to some positions of need for the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Do you like this draft? Would you be happy with this draft? I would love to know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.